At the last first Sunday, I did a little introduction of it, and inshallah, I thought I was going to be able to have some, but it takes about a month now to get these here. So the next first Sunday that I'm able to teach, I will have some for your purchase if you like to purchase them at that time. Let me just make this announcement now. Next first Sunday, I won't be here. I have to attend a wedding. My wife's nephew's getting married in Dallas. When the plane lands, it's going to land next first Sunday morning. But you know, we can never predict when the planes are going to land and what's going to happen. So if I can get here in time to sit at my table, I'll plan to come. But I know I won't be able to teach. I won't get here early enough to teach. So let's begin. Our subject today is from the first chapter of the Cash Flow Quandary. The name of that chapter is, Why Don't You Get a Job? That's the name of the chapter. Why don't you get a job? Now we know that the Cash Flow Quandary, as the title up here says, is Rich Dad's Guide to Financial Freedom. It was written by Robert Kiyosaki. And it chronicles his challenges and his wife's challenges to get to financial security. So, let me give you a little information about Robert and his wife you may not have known. At one time, they were homeless. In fact, they were living out of his car. They lived out of his car for about 3 weeks, Then they lived in a friend's basement for about 3 or 4 months. All right, so they were homeless. And hence the name of the chapter. When his friends and people saw the financial situation he was in and the struggles they were having, they asked him, why don't you get a job? All right. Well, his response was, they were not trying to achieve job security. They were trying to achieve financial freedom. And there's a difference. There's a difference. He said his poor dad, who was his educated dad, his biological dad, always told him, go to school so you can get good grades, so you can get a good job, so that you can retire and have a good pension. And his poor dad, his rich dad, who was his undereducated dad, told him, go to school so you can get a good grades, so you can build businesses, all right, as opposed to working for someone else. So that was the road that Robert and his wife traveled. He says in his book, by traveling that road and going through all the challenges and the struggles on that road, by 1989, they were millionaires. All right? And in some people's mind, they were financially successful. But in their own mind, they had not reached their dream. All right? So they continued to follow their plan. By 1994, they never had to work again. Let me say it again. By 1994, they never had to work again. They were both financially free. And as they say, that barring any kind of financial disaster, they had achieved that freedom. So, our goal is to give you some keys and some strategies so that we all can achieve financial freedom. Now, the goal is not to get rich. All right? That's not the goal. The goal is to get financially free. There's a difference. And as I keep going along, you're gonna see what that is. And that in this chapter, definitely in the next chapter. All right. Many people believe it takes money to make money. Have you all heard that before? Yeah. It takes money to make money. If you don't have no money, you can't make no money. But that's not true. And let me bring you some examples. Bill Gates, when he started Microsoft, he didn't have any money. He was in college, all right, and dropped out of college after he put together the source code for Microsoft, the programming, the first program. Ted Turner, he started CNN. He didn't have any money when he started CNN, all right. Michael Dell, of Dell Computers? You're familiar with Dell Computers? Michael Dell, when he started, he didn't have money when he started Dell Computers. And Steve Jobs. How many people know who Steve Jobs is? Let me say that. What did Steve Jobs start? Apple. And at that time it was called Apple Computers. All right? Now it's just Apple. Okay, but at that time it was called Apple Computers. They started, him and his partner, they started in their garage. Okay? Didn't have any money. All right? So don't believe it takes money to start a business. It doesn't. You don't have to have money to start a business. So, someone say, okay, so what does it take? I got this a little high. Let me adjust this a little bit. So, what does it take to start a business and become financially successful? In Robert's view, it takes a dream. You first have to have a dream. You have to have a passion. You have to have a focus. So it first takes a dream. After that, it takes lots of determination. All right? Because there are going to be times when there are going to be those who may turn you away from your dream. Who tell you your dream is not realistic. All right? So it takes lots of determination. The willingness to learn. And not just to learn, but to learn quickly. All right? The willingness to learn. The ability to use your God-given assets. Those assets that have been given to you by the Creator, you have to develop the ability to use them. First, you got to be able to recognize them. And then you got to be able to use them. And most importantly, you've got to know which quadrant to generate your income. Which quadrant to generate your income. And that's really most important. So, what is the cash flow quadrant? This is the cash flow quadrant. All right? I introduced it last week. And now this is what we're going to be talking about. And we'll be talking about some variations of it for the next few months. And I introduced it last week. I'm going to introduce it last month. All right. Now we see what the letters stand for. The E stands for employee. S stands for self-employed. B stands for a business owner. And I stands for an investor. All right? And what this represents, this is the cash flow quadrant. And what it represents is different methods by which income or money is generated. Now this is very important, so remember this. It represents where money is generated. And based on where your money is generated, that's how it really determines how you can achieve success financially, or you just kind of go along. And you'll understand what I'm talking about as we go along. So now, different people are attracted to different parts of the quadrant. All right? And to generate income from different quadrants requires different skills and different personalities. Now let me say that again, because this is very important. To generate income from different quadrants requires different skills and different personalities. Right? Now, some people can earn money from all four of the quadrants. And let me give you the example. We can use the example of a doctor. A doctor, after getting their degree and being a doctor, they can go and work for a clinic. All right? Well, if they go and work for a clinic, they're an employee. Am I correct? So their money is generated from the E quadrant. Now, they may also decide that they want to get together and open up a business on their own, just themselves. Then they become, in the S quadrant, self-employed. Self-employed. Or